Today's lesson is on point of view. I'm your host, Miss Alexis Gardiner. Let's get started. Here are our objectives for today. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to: Number 1, define the term point of view. Number 2, differentiate between first person, second person, and third person points of view. And number 3, determine whether a passage is told in first, second, or third person point of view. Let's begin. You may be wondering, what is point of view? Do you remember that a narrator is a person who tells a story? Well, point of view identifies who the narrator of a story is. There are 3 main points of view: first person, second person, and third person. First person point of view is when the narrator is one character telling the story the way they see it. Second person point of view is when the narrator is talking to you, the reader. Third person point of view is when the narrator, who is not a character, tells the story. Let's take a look at each one. First up is first person point of view. Let's take a look at some key terms. Keep a lookout for I, me, we, my, mine, and our. These help us to know when a story is given in first person point of view. Take a look at this example. Sometimes I hate soccer. Firstly, I do not like wearing cleats. I always slip and fall when I'm walking to practice. The other kids laugh at me, and it's quite annoying. Secondly, my team is a very competitive team, and while that can be a good thing, I feel worse when we lose. Even though my dad and mom support me and encourage me to practice, sometimes I want to play another sport. Can you tell if this story is told in first person's point of view? Let's see if we can find some of our key terms. We sure do. We found the terms I, my, we, and me. These terms lets us know that the character is talking about himself, which means it is first person point of view. Always remember that with first person point of view, the narrator says, I am telling the story the way I see it. Next up, second person point of view. Let's take a look at the key terms for this. Keep an eye out for you and your. Let's take a look at an example. Exercise is one of the best things that you can do as a family. It can be fun if you think about it. Exercise is good for your heart and other parts of your body. Exercise can also help you stay in shape and keep a healthy weight. When last have you exercised with your family? When last have you exercised at all? Remember that you're also exercising when you play outdoor games and sports too. So, exercise can be lots of fun. Try it! Now, do you think that this story is spoken in first person point of view or second person point of view? Let's see if we can find some key terms. We sure did. All throughout this passage is you and your, the key terms for second person point of view. Always remember that with second person point of view, the narrator will say, "Though I'm telling a story, I'm talking to you." Last up is third person point of view. Let's take a look at the key terms for this. Always keep an eye out for he, she, it, they, his, her, its, and their. Let's take a look at this story to figure out which point of view is here. Beauty and Blake are twins. They enjoy reading together. Every day after school, they decide on a book to read. Sometimes they read books that Beauty likes. She enjoys books on cooking and making recipes. She also enjoys mystery books. Blake, on the other hand, enjoys books on sports and race cars, which is his favorite. He also likes adventure and mystery books. Their parents are always proud when they see them reading. Now, is this story in first person, second person, or third person point of view? Let's look for key terms. The key terms used in this story are they, she, his, he, and their, which are all indicators of third person point of view. Remember that the third person point of view says, "Though I am not a character, I am telling the story about the characters." Here's a brief recap before we go. Always remember that first person point of view says I tell the story how I see it. Second person point of view says I am talking to you. And third person point of view says I am telling the story about the characters. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching and continue to read to succeed. Bye.